My name is Flavio Santos. I'm representing Siemens Buildings. Today, I will talk about AI with purpose. I will speak it in English because we have a Nordic audience, and we're also recording this video. Today, what I will propose to you is a value proposition where AI is going to be a competitive advantage for you when you're going to do your decarbonization of your buildings. I will tell you why you have to do this. I'll tell you how and what needs to be done. And I'll give you an example of a real-life case of how decarbonization with AI is becoming a competitive advantage. First, I want to show you a video.
The world is changing. Buildings where we learn, heal, live, and innovate consume 40% of global energy. In 35 years, global floor area will double. New challenges create new opportunities. We're accelerating digital transformation and paving the way to human-centric autonomous buildings. We already combine the real and digital worlds like no one else. Our goal is to be leading technology and service provider for autonomous buildings. Autonomous buildings to transform the everyday. Smart today, autonomous tomorrow.
So, as the video says, our work at Siemens is to combine the real with the digital world. We have been working with the real world for 180 years as a company, and in the past 20 years, we started to combine the real with the digital. What I'll talk next is why we think that AI should be done with a purpose. As a company, we've been working with technology since 180 years with the purpose to serve humanity. That's how we think about technology. And that's not different with AI. Today, we're leveraging the knowledge that we have in automation, electrification, digitization, and we're connecting all of these things with AI. It's the breakthrough that is going to allow us to deliver something for you that will make you more competitive. I will show you a framework that will guide your journey to that competitive decarbonization. And I will show you clear examples from real customers. So why do we have to talk about AI and why this is relevant now? 3 things that are impacting this scene. This is what we call the triple challenge. As you know, we have a climate crisis. The planet cannot take more emissions. We have to disconnect the economical growth from the increase of emissions. We all know about that. We have scarcity of resources. We have problems in having enough of energy, water, materials. All of that is impacting our business in buildings. And we have now global volatility. Can you forecast the price of things in the next year or even the next month? Do you know the price of materials is going to evolve? There's all sorts of disruptions now at global level, making our business very volatile. We simply have more difficulties to predict where is it going. So the combination of those 3 elements are pushing for a different approach. The building you own today is the building you will have to decarbonize, because 95% of today's buildings that will be running 2050, the year that we say we're going to be net zero at emissions, they are already built. They are consuming 39% of all the energy and creating the emissions in the world. This is one of the biggest segments of the market that is emitting. And 75% of these emissions are coming from the energy users, meaning during the operation of the building. You cannot manage what you can't measure. And unfortunately, in our industry, there's a lot of buildings that still are not measuring their emissions. They don't know. And a third is not even knowing how much energy they're consuming. But 80% of all these emissions is coming from the life cycle of the building during operating phase. So how can you go about this problem if you're not even measuring? You're running blind, and that's not going to make you achieve your goals. So we will show you a way for you to achieve the decarbonization of your building, because the companies that will do this with AI will be owning the building's real estate economics for the next decade. It's an opportunity for you to be on the front and be more competitive. So our proposition is to turn this challenge to something that is good for your business, because if you decarbonize, you will be becoming more resilient in the way you use your energy, the way you secure your real safety and also your cyber security, and you will be using less energy. So we believe that by transforming these challenges into opportunities, something that will give your company more ability to invest in your business, and you will be more competitive. And I will show you our framework to achieve that. We think that the autonomous building is the way forward. And I will show you what do I mean by that. That's our approach. Buildings, they talk data points. Can you imagine the amount of data points that is created by a building every hour? It's about millions of data points in a single hour. And imagine if we as humans would like to try to understand those data points, take decisions, change setting points, and then run the building afterwards, every 5 minutes. Does that sound like possible to you? I don't think it is. At Siemens, we speak building. We understand what the chiller is saying, what the air handling unit is saying, what the security system is saying, what the fire alarm system is saying, because we've been doing this for the past many hundreds of years. So we know what the buildings are saying. The problem is that we may not be able to understand what message is and take an action on that. The journey that we are seeing is that we're going from what you believe is today the smart building, and we're proposing to go to the next level, which is the autonomous buildings. Buildings that will be starting taking decisions on their own by the data they're collecting. And I will show you how this is going to go. And all of that is, again, to serve us as humans, to protect us physically in the building, to use less energy and reduce emissions, and serve the purpose of us having a comfort time inside the buildings. From silos to a single source of cloud solution. Today, a lot of the buildings are connected. Today, a lot of the buildings are smart, sending data, but this is happening in isolated, different systems. And if you would like to have an overview of that, probably would be very costly. And that's an inefficient way. We're proposing to have one source of the truth. Make sure that you have one system where it's open, that can collect data from any device or any manufacturer, so that anyone that is sending data could be part of this system. It's an open proposition. Because if it is open, if you're connecting data for any devices, we will be able to take predictive action. So we will start taking control of actions in the buildings before a problem occurs. And that will lead you to achieving your sustainability goals. So from the traditional to the autonomous building. And the predictability is one of the things that will give you a lot of savings, because you will not be reacting to failures. You will be knowing that when 30 parameters of your buildings are coming to a certain stage, it's time to call for help. You will not wait for the problem to occur. You will act before in a predictive way. And the digital twin will also allow you to make projections for the future, if you want to rebuild or change your building, you can do it digitally first. Analyze the impact of energy, and then you take smart decisions on that. So I'm proposing a call to action. I will show you that it's possible to do this already today. What do you need? You need a platform. You need real apps that are ready today. And you need, of course, a building to start with. This is what I'm talking about. The same change that you have gone through with your mobile phone, going from the old way where everything was based on a very limited amount of capacity to a smart telephone. You recognize that journey from your own experience. And I will show you how the buildings market now has an opportunity to do the same in our industry. Building X is the platform that we propose that can allow you any building and any vendor to take part of this. It will digitize your operations. It will manage and optimize your operations. So it's based on open APIs from edge to cloud with cybersecurity by design, because obviously you are worried about your cybersecurity. So we have thought about this at the start point. Just to illustrate how it works, we will be collecting data from any equipment that you have in your building, no matter which manufacturer you have. And on top, we are going to have applications that will be starting to make sense of the data that you have. And to illustrate this in an even easier way for you, this is what's going on. In your phone, you have use cases. You're trying to find where's the next restaurant, you're taking pictures, you are trying to talk to somebody or send text messages. You're using applications in the ecosystem, your Facebook, your Instagram, your email, and you're connecting your device through different ways, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, your telecommunications, mobile network, USB, and you have an operating system. The same thing is now possible for your building. You have use cases, sustainability, operations, maintenance. We have some applications, the apps that we create, but we're also allowing partners, companies like your company, to develop the apps that you think should be developed, because that's the proposition of an open system. These apps will be available for others to buy or subscribe to your proposition. Connectivity is part of it, because we need to connect data via different protocols. Could be BACnet, LON, or Modbus, or whatever the protocol you have. And you need an operating system, and that's what we can provide. Building X is today available to you to achieve this transformation. For example, one of the applications that is today available is called the Smart Heating app. That's how autonomy works. That's how a building can start taking decisions alone without human intervention. They're collecting points every 15 minutes, sending to this application that is collecting weather data, historical data, temperatures, etc., and then taking decisions on the set points and other optimization and sending it back to the buildings every 15 minutes. Millions of data points will be then coordinated by an artificial intelligence that is capable of doing this very fast in 24 hours every day. A real case, Vela Centrum in Sweden started to use these applications and achieved 45% reduction in energy consumption. Imagine your company saving 45%. Where would you put that money? What would you do if you had 45% reduction on your operating costs? This is possible today. This is not a dream. You can call me and I will tell you how to take your building to this level of energy efficiency. Because remember, the buildings that will be having net zero emissions in 2050, which is our pledge, they're built already today. So you need to decarbonize your building. And you need solutions for this. And that's why we believe that we have the solution, the technical solution for you, no matter which equipment or systems you're running in your building today. So AI with a purpose to serve us humans and our planet is here. So Let's put it to work for you so you can achieve your tangible business outcome for your entire buildings portfolio. Thank you so much. And now if you have any questions, I'll be happy to support you. Thank you.